Alright, how we doing? Let's see. I say that to you as well as me. Okay, so I'll click that and then go here. Click that. Yes, I know. I'm live. What do you know? Okay. Okay. Looks like we're good on that. Let's see. If you're here, let me know. Otherwise, I can't see you unless you comment. So, okay. Looks like we're almost good with that. Otherwise, let's hang out for one little sec. As I decobweb my throat here. Feels pretty good now. Okay. Here we go. Welcome. Hi guys. Hi Kitty, Legit, and D'Amico. How you doing? Hey, you're here. Yay. Alright. Fall asleep. Okay. Yeah, that's fine then. Welcome everyone. Hello. Yeah. I don't know what to start off with because there's like so much going on right now. Like a lot of stuff is coming out. A lot of stuff is gonna come out this week too. So we can talk about any of that stuff. While I want to get into this as well, I like to make because I think we got pretty much the skeleton of it already, where we got all the poses, like the main poses, but I don't think we have like the in-betweens. But that's just also like haven't touched this since last time, so everything here is from last time I opened this. So I know like sometimes I go in for a few times and clean it up, but this time I didn't. So, but otherwise, I think today we'll just be doing most of the in-betweens. That might take like the whole time actually. And then probably like timing it out to be more timed out than whatever whoop is. So, okay, we can probably just get right into it. So, how you guys doing? What have you guys been up to? So it's really like coming fresh from not really being too active with all this. Is like, yeah, it's kind of doesn't really it's a bit tricky. I want to insert. There we go. I think that works. Again, I'm not 100% fluent in OpenTunes quite yet, so again, this is not my first time with this, but this definitely isn't mine. Most good way around all this. So I think I'll probably just want one where she just has like where she's blinking. I think that adds some kind of motion. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've been kind of tired a little bit too. I think I just kind of took a break on Monday because like supposed to be a holiday, so I was like, I'm just gonna. We could play with this. Maybe this will make it easier to see. Yeah, there we go. Why didn't I do that sooner? Who knows? Point is that she's blinking, so her eyes are closed. There we go. Does that help you guys better? Turn your lights. Lets me see better. Okay. Yeah, I like to call it a vacation just because I didn't really do anything work related yesterday. So yeah, it was pretty fun. Just taking a break. Cause a lot of this is a lot of like high stress. You know, this is actually a lot of physical work to be able to draw. So if I can just not, you know, take a physical break from drawing, it's real nice. It's good advice, like my regular work is, you know, my work is either just drawing or like trying to draw under pressure, where, because I'm still working on the that Fall Life Celestia, so we're nearly there. But I've just been trying to work on it so hard that trying to do it in like an hour-long burst so I might be able to get things done fairly quick, but it's still a lot of time sinking just trying to go through it too efficiently. I got that. Now she's blinking. We needed this. Okay, that's one. So now we can go here, insert, and then change this to 2. How does that work? So now I go boop boop, and then go here and insert, and then bring that over, and then cut it. It's like boop boop. This could last for 2 frames. Let's see if we can do that. Bring that over and cut it. That's probably an easier way to do this. And I'm just not quite sure. So okay, so we got that. That's basically all we need from now. Just we can keep going. Might need one. There's always going to be something like in between that we can always add. Boop boop. There we go. So now I can see that I would like this circle to be in between these two. So it'll be that. Let's see. I think this one doesn't have this smooth, so there we go. This is where it gets messy with animation. So usually just trying to pick out like certain shapes and then try not to get too lost in what's going on, because otherwise you'll never you get too detailed trying to figure out what's going on, trying to decode it instead of just figuring out like I can see and that's where that goes, so I'm trying to hang towards one or the other while also figuring out what the motion of it is. So all I got so far is just her head going between those two. So I want her hand, which her left hand goes from here to over here. So on this one I need it to be some kind of sliding back kind of a motion. And then this one has to like flip around as well. Arm goes up, 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 up to there. Okay. There. So I'm just trying to pick out like different body parts or like different things one at a time to make it easy. Because otherwise it gets big mess. You just kind of just, once things get too messy, then it's either like a lost cause to like figure out where everything goes. So you just kind of just draw something, at least something in the middle. So something like that. You can always just go back in and then now clean it up. There we go. And that. So, okay. You probably won't have a cutie mark just because it takes a lot of work to draw that. I probably won't. Okay. That cookie. You missed some great in-betweens. So basically, like every kind of key that I have, now I want to draw something in between it. So I'll insert it, delete that, see if I can't, I don't know what I did. So 13 down, and then go boop boop. Okay. So now I want to go from here to here. Okay. Again, this is the most tedious and probably the boringest part. At least visually, it's visually complex. Doesn't quite make sense on a visual level. and from a outsider view, I guess it doesn't make any sense at all. So sorry about that, but this is what this has to be done. This is where all the magic happens, is trying to figure out all of this. He's pretty much just trying to figure out how to decode all this crazy mess. It's because I see between two pictures and I have to choose where to place my lines so that'll feel like it's the same kind of form throughout, but it's moving. You can see that that's just her head moving down. Let's see. We're in opacity on your skin. That might be good. The only way that kind of worked out was I just kind of just did this. It's hard to change between independently between my pen stroke and the onion skin. I'm not sure how to change the opacity of just the onion skin in this, or I haven't found it yet. There might be something like that I can probably figure out how to do. Otherwise, I'm pretty good with just drawing on my own. I think I might just drag it back up just because I'm now used to it. Let's see. Now I can't get back to where I was. This one. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're actually able to do that. Let me see where I was now. I lost all my concentration on this. That's fine. Gotta add this on top. So we start from our arm there to now being over there. So I want something like that's shorter, like bent. Hi, Padra. We're in betweening, so that's why this mess is going on. Hi, Darren. Looks like guys are coming in now. Nice to see you. So let's see. So, otherwise I can't really see what I'm doing. And that's because this one doesn't have any of this going on. There we go. So now if I add it. I was looking for something that wasn't on the out key of it. So that happens because I didn't have my every key on model. Means that I didn't have everything I could work with to be able to in between easy. So something like that. Have the manual open for OpenToon so I could see if I can find it, but I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. Someone wants to like look through manual. I'll post this in chat and see if someone can find how to separate my pen stroke from the opacity of the onion skin, because that's what we like to do. So like search for like onion skin and see if there's any like properties in there that I can change. Otherwise I'll probably just spend 10 minutes trying to look for it and then not find anything, so I'll outsource that. And obviously this won't be perfect just because everything else wasn't exactly on model either, so yeah, it's gonna be fine. So, now that timing Caesar is on right. Yeah, so I'll have to change the timing of all this, but it should get us closer to Gotta go here. I think to insert a new thing, I have to go insert, get rid of this one, and then now I have an empty one. That's fun. So now we're just, at least I know where everything is, but now I have to figure out which way. So from there to there, which way she's spinning. Oh, I didn't really figure that out. Is that she could be, let's see. Star likely won't be here. Oh yeah, Star told me that he won't attend. Yeah, I'm sorry, Darren. I was thinking maybe she'll go from top down. That she would spin this way, I guess. Let's see. If we go to customize, I don't think I even have that. Oh, preferences. Onion skin? There we go. Okay. Now I don't have them, so I can't see them. Boop, boop. We go to there. Okay. Thank you. You just opacity. Previous frame correction. So if I do, that just makes it darker. Line show. I should feel like I could use it. Use that for reference drawing for change space. Animate guy. Ooh. Off. Is it this one? If I change this to 100? Oh, okay. So it's backwards. So the actual paper thickness would be, that means that it's having like a paper that's this thick or something. So if I change it to be 1, then it'll be 100%. So 50 is about where we were. So we could change it, the paper thickness in a way. Gotta think backwards of, if I want it to be thicker, so I have to make it like 80 or so, and we can go back to it and change it. Let's make my lines stand out a little bit better. Okay. Just colors. I found the other things. But yeah, thanks for that help. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Now she's up. And now I'm thinking if this is front, then we can have her go that way and then that way and that way. It's basically spinning around. So she's there. So for this one, that means that we want her from the back. So this needs to stay the same, but now we need this, and then we can just click on this and then move it over. The transformation in Flash is actually way easier to click on things. It's like they make the boundary boxes like way smaller. Let's go back. Let's clear all this. Don't need this anymore. Let's get that bigger. There we go. Okay. So keep switching between hand and brush. That's annoying. This. I have to draw this on our own. That's fine. Maybe just kind of just sketch it out and then see where that goes. Use the Flash for it if you just use the hand tool and then stop. It'll go back to the browse tool you use. I can't draw any. Oh, that's annoying. I usually have like a spare, so I have like my small intuos. So if my Cintiq ever like breaks, then I'll be able to use that instead. My Cintiq is thankfully never really broke yet, so at least a couple times it might have like had some kind of bug where like if it updates, of course, then it'll have a hard time. Maybe this should be that. type. Yeah, polygon selective. Is there a way to just do it for just... Let's see. Cintiq. Again, it's not the tools that matter. It's how you use them. Again, so I always say that. What am I thinking? It's hard to think when it's the most complicated kind of thing going on right now, when everything's not really working. Yeah. Like when I was in college, I thought like if I have a Cintiq, then who knows what I could do, you know? Now I'm using it, and it's like it's just a higher quality version of what I've been using, so it's kind of like whatever. Like I'm not really thinking like, oh man, now because I got it, everything is everything. So clicking on things is definitely simpler, give you that, but a lot of the other stuff, maybe just have like a bigger hitbox for things is a little bit easier. If you have a smaller one, because if you have a smaller hitbox or a bigger hitbox with a smaller tablet, then you'll be able to click things easier, because otherwise you'll just be clicking on things you don't know or didn't want to. So but otherwise, would I recommend getting a tablet? It depends. I mean, you obviously don't need one, because I was able to go for a year or so without a tablet, and it worked pretty good. But I also felt like I wasn't the best artist ever either, so didn't really help with that front, where I felt like I wasn't really doing anything better. It's slightly easier to just be able to, like what I'm doing now, it's like I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing, it's more just the feel of it. That this is just, you know, just coming to me, that I'm just able to just draw pretty naturally. So that's only like the other really advantage compared to like using a non-monitor one. So it just comes down to like your price range, really, if you want to invest so much on it. Problem is that I switch arms, so that's messing things up. So let's see. Yes. So from there, it's her. Let's say it's her right arm. Now it's her right arm. Now it should be her right arm. So we'll just have to skew everything over. This still needs to be planted, I guess. Like the first time I probably used it in Cintiq, it definitely felt like that magic moment of like, whoa, it's like drawing on a magic monitor. And it's like I don't have to think about what I'm doing, because it just draws straight on it. Up, up, up. So that's wrong. Then I tried to go back into paper again, like recently with the Inktober, and it's like I felt like it's very archaic, where it's like not really. It's too traditional that it's like hurting me a little bit, and then it's like, oh, I don't have my fun tools like I'm doing now. So yeah, to each your own, but it's like, if it just comes down to like if you really didn't do it or not. be able to switch or invest is the word I'm looking for. Okay. Something like that. Ooh. Boop, boop, boop. Wouldn't feel right, but after doesn't want to use it's definitely like very natural to be able to just put your pen down and go, I'm making a shape, and it's like that's where I intended it to go. So it's like I need to make that line, and there it is. So yeah, the technology, yeah, I agree that you did get kind of spoiled by it. That it's like, oh, once you lose it, it's like, yeah, it's not fun anymore. Like, I had fun just be able to just go around and have perfect lines. But the Inktober, it felt like everything was permanent. That obviously I couldn't be able to, wasn't able to just freely draw or like sketch with the Inktober. It was just like, I have to draw it perfectly the first time or else. So it definitely had more weight to be able to do it traditionally. So that was a big curve with that, where I wasn't quite prepared for how that was going to work. I'm still pretty happy with how the Inktober worked out. If you haven't looked at it, there we go. They're all on my Twitter, so you can watch it from there. I don't know, say watch. Watch is like a DeviantArt term. It was definitely fun, but it kind of always felt like, at least for me, that I'm like, I always want to do it like I was gonna outdo myself, or like be better than I was last time. So if I don't like do it like at least in some way better than last year, then I feel like I failed. So it's like really like hard on myself that it's like doing that as well as everything else. So if I could do it again, then I would try to make it less more fun in a way, I guess, where I can have fun of art instead of doing Inktober like strict, like maybe just do it more digital, just because it has more freedom to do stuff like that, where I don't have to think about exactly how this is all gonna go down. This is a mess. I'm sorry, guys. Because I like look up and go, I have no clue where I am. That's the dangers. Because I believe with digital too, is that I'm able to just flip through this, so I can find out where I am fairly quickly. And go, okay, see that arm, and then it goes there. It's just tricky because these characters have like, you know, 4 arms. So it's like, where do these arms go? Okay. Now we're standing. So how's that look so far? Whoop whoop. It's definitely a lot of frames. Whether they're good, who knows? Follow me on Twitter. Oh, thank you, Padra. I've kind of been slowing down since Inktober, so most of them have just been the stream updates, but from time to time I'll post stuff. I guess I'll post more stuff on my DeviantArt, because this is more work where I'll post more art related stuff, because I'm not really doing much in my life, really. Like, if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to start a blog or a vlog or any of those, just because I have nothing really to talk about. So yeah. So if you're looking for like behind the scenes stuff, or like stuff about me, then that's probably not going to happen, just because I don't really have anything to really talk about with that. But otherwise, yeah, it'd just be a nice place to do some updates here and there. Okay, so now we want between here, insert, delete. That's the only way I know how to do that. So now we gotta do the in-between where now she uses one way, and then we just whoop, whoop. So we have this one, and we have this one, but we don't have this one. So we're gonna do that. Because I can, these are very similar frames here, so I'm able to hopefully have you guys figure out what's going on easier. Now obviously it's not perfect. Like this head should stay fairly the same, but it's a little bit off, so upload your art on Twitter. Yeah. It's just like, you know, to get exposure for like different places is good. Like, don't put your eggs in one basket like I kind of did with YouTube, where it's like, you know, I'm always just only gonna post things on YouTube. Like, it's gonna be fine. Like, it's gonna be everyone's gonna know me from YouTube. And then it's like, oh well, started posting things on other places like DeviantArt and Twitter. It's like, oh, I'm gaining followers from that too. So, and then they don't know about me, and then they check my channel out and other places and other stuff I do. It's like, wow, this is incredible. Like, why didn't I do that sooner, you know? So it's like that weird networking stuff where it's like, well, if I just did that, then like shared it on different platforms and stuff, then that would have been better. So, if you only like have your eggs in one basket too, then I would recommend that too, to explore like different channels, like even things like you might not want to go on to, or like if you're not like an Instagram or something like that, but just able to post something on there just to have an account. And they could be surprised like just how many like more popular ones people would check you out. You'd have some smear just by adding some lines maybe, or let's do this instead. Let's make it a smear where we go from here all the way down to where it'll go, and then see how that looks. So boop, boop. Definitely needs like some more texture to it. Like, it shouldn't just be that. We could have some sort of and you should sort of see like it's two of them. And then we just kind of not do that too big. Let's see. Like jam. Try to load it there for a bit. Interface. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That the I mean, I tried. The other one that I tried was I never did Instagram. I like downloaded it once just for fun of it, but I just couldn't get into it either. I tried to do Tumblr because that's a big art one too, but the same thing too, where it just never got around to it. I wasn't really happy with how that was gonna go. So glad that DeviantArt kind of worked out, and Twitter to some part. This is 23. I'm gonna go. That's about the half of it. So halfway mark is here. So everything after here we can cut. So let's see. So now we just have to time this part out. Okay. And then we can add any other in-betweens to it later as well, if I need to. So, alright. So now we just gotta time this out. But yeah. I don't know. I think definitely like in college, like they always say, like, make a website. Make a professional, like, use your first and real name, and then make a, whatever you do, like if it's creative, then make some kind of gallery where like, have the images big and able to click on stuff in the contact page. It's basically all you need. So I think one of the assignments in college was to make a website like that. So I was able to do that. It worked out okay. Still not super happy with how that exactly turned out. So because like at the time I didn't really. The only thing I had was, oh dear. I don't know how to get out of here. Oh dear. Well, maybe I should either go to X sheet. Now that X sheet's now going that way. Basics as this. Let's move this over. Move that there. Just get a different feel for everything now, because I don't know what happened there. This should work just as well. So, okay. The website was okay. Wasn't totally happy with it, because at the time, the only thing that I had was my, 2013, 2014-ish pony animations. So you can imagine that I wasn't quite happy with how those super mediocre like that. That's the only stuff that I had. I didn't like dabble with other art stuff. So that was the only thing that I had going for me was just the old pony videos, because I didn't really draw or like do anything else. So if I could go back, I would definitely want to draw or like be more like a professional artist and like actually draw more stuff, more than just doing the cartoons. So that definitely would have been better. Let's see. I think these could be on ones. And then we can expand this one. Yeah. Okay. These be on ones, and then these could be on twos. So this one's a little bit. This actually is a little bit easier than working with the other one, so I'm glad about that. As I mess up. Okay. Let's expand this one into twos. Get up. Boop. This should be shorter. Let's get rid of that one. This can be expanded by 3. This is 1. This is 3. And then we just do reverse of it. So, okay. Still quick, but it's still only half. Probably the spin is too quick. How's it looking? Let's see. First, good, and that's better. I'm ready. Yeah, we had like a big final project, sort of where we would present to like the whole our class, which would be 20-30 people, as well as creative professionals, like a judge panel. It was like a game show. It was crazy. Like we would go to like a movie projectory room, like a small theater, like a movie theater, like a really small one, with a projector and then a computer at the side. And then we would just had to do like a 10-minute presentation about our creative journey, like some portfolio pieces, and just go over them, explain them. So that was really fun. I tried to get a little bit more ambitious just because I knew like the only things I did was the pony stuff. So I was like, well, let's find something else. So I tried to make something new, and at the time, the biggest project I worked on was the Composable different perspective. So that was the only thing that I had going for me, really, was that. So I kind of went over that a bunch, and then I had a project that I made in class, which was a storyboarder class. Let me click on this real quick. I want to set my output to be lower. There we go. I made a storyboard in a storyboard class, and it was okay. It definitely wasn't groundbreaking, but I wanted to make it feel like it was a bigger thing than it was. So It's still on my YouTube second channel, Yoshi Greenwater tutorials. So you can check that out. It's called Monster. It's about a monster and a little girl and like where they find happiness and everything. So I was like, I thought that was, you know, if it was like Oscar bait, then something like that. So explain stuff like that and how like a. So I think I went like one of the first people to do the presentations. I was like super nervous, but it's just good to get that out of the way so I can just sit down for the rest of the hour. Because everyone else had their turn. So I was like one of the first ones to go. I was probably the first one at the final to do it, so that was fun. The rest of the time, after I did my little presentation that I prepared, the community professionals, I think there were more like other types of creative stuff. Don't quite remember what they did, but probably like photography or like other type of video game animation and stuff like that. So at least people, you know, relatively relative to where the school was, so they were able to next to getting up. This needs to be slower. Pretty much just need to set everything on 2s. Yeah, so the community professionals were like, because they were like ready to go. So I was like one of the first ones. So like they were able to just cut me right through. I don't know if it was just me or like maybe they felt like I was a little bit novice. So I was like, yeah, we'll cut you real good. So they talked about my stuff for like a long time, longer than I expected for them to talk. So that was really fun, and they definitely had so much to talk about that I eventually just started to space out. So, hey Bradley, I just couldn't like. They just kept talking about this stuff at the end, so I just wasn't able to really concentrate on what they were saying. But yeah, definitely important stuff as I'm still searching it, so trying to make sure that this is all good. Probably want more frames of her getting up. It's probably here we can insert, cut that one, and then we'll draw from there. So they definitely had a lot of insight and stuff. I just wasn't able to pay attention the whole time, but as we went into the portfolio and like having visibility and stuff, so yeah, so having a good, able to market yourself, I guess, is important. It's probably more important than just having good art. At the end of the day, it's just being able to network was also big. So this was just a college class, so it wasn't really, you know, able to get really big with it, but just able to at least get into the market stuff and figuring out, like, you know, from a base level, like what to do to get into industries, and obviously because those were industry professionals talking. So the only thing I unfortunately got out of that was that I wasn't paying attention for that couple minutes. So, but that's the only thing I remember. I just know they were talking on for so long that I lost interest. So, my bad. So I apologize for that I just don't remember what they were saying. Yeah. Yeah, I just remember like just talking and just not. I was probably just so up on nerves that I wasn't able to talk about anything too worth. It's probably just how I'm rambling on right now that I'm not able to make any sort of sense of what I'm saying. Yeah, so sorry about how that all happened. This isn't really turning out to be anything big either. Let's see. So just gonna have her leg kind of be back there, I guess. I don't know. Probably not. Let's get that leg up there. Yeah, there we go. And then from here, let's get rid of that. Come on. Yeah. So I know my dad was like, really wants me to, really wants me to take that website seriously and redo it. I wasn't too interested just because I'm not a, well, I'm dyslexic, so it's left brain, so I'm not able to do all those sort of calculations and stuff as well. But I know about just art and motion and stuff and physics and stuff, but it's just not able to really go on. Okay, so now we got all of this going here. Over. Can't go over. There we go. Boop da boop. Let's see. As we have to, that's a big question. Thanks, Badly. That's funny, just that some frames have smooth outline, whereas some have tricky stretch, which can be a little much. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that some of the in-betweens are a little bit cleaner sometimes than whatever this is. Yeah, it's hard to play it back for you in real time with the stream, so sorry about that as well. Probably wants to spin like maybe like 2 times. Obviously when there's color, it's a little bit easier to figure out shape and volume and stuff. So it'll be more time at the end here, so and then at the monkey will be longer as well. That's a brand new sentence. So let's see. I'm not ignoring you, I'm just trying to think about this first, and then if I get to a place, I'll get back to you. Somebody's, yeah. Maybe like here. Maybe where there's like a bigger jump, I think probably could need something. So I can insert here, maybe. Insert, delete, and then draw in between here. So I draw it's like maybe like a back 3/4 view or something. Okay, we can add something like that, and that might make it smoother, make it slower as well. So that's good. And then put these on twos. So okay, a lot more work than I thought, but each drawing should hopefully make it smoother. As we saw, like it makes it a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Give it work. Like a Derpy. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is just like a practice to be able to feel more confident in like just freehand drawing. Obviously because I'm not quite. I always draw in Flash with puppet tools, so this is a nice like breakaway from that, so I can use these tools to make me animate with frame by frame stuff. So just yeah, that little warning on. I'm not quite used to how this all works. Elaborate tab CG animation. I have. I have a channel with my real name, where for like a German class, a lot of these are like class projects where it's like, well, I guess now I'll have to learn how to do that. Is basically the moral of this. Is that the project was to make like a little, make a creative, any kind of medium you want, project, but it has to be in German and it has to teach like certain, you know, what you learned basically with vocab stuff. So I chose to do it as 3D, and this is where it's going. That was like I've experimented with like 3ds Max when I had a like 2 GB RAM laptop or something. It was bad. It was not able to. It would take like, you know, 6 hours to do like a minute render. So just because I didn't know, like, oh, maybe I should invest in something a little better than that. But at that time, it was like, oh, that sounds all right, you know. Like you listen to Pixar, and it's like, oh yeah, they render stuff, and it's like, yeah, that'll take a couple days to render a couple things, but yeah. So I made like a minute animation of just horrible models. It was bad, but it had some nice textures and just some added like a boy character with some hair physics, and a cat, and it was like the cat is in the room, the cat goes outside, then there's a balloon. Yeah, it was a 3ds Max. Played with Maya a little bit in junior high. There was a class to do 3D animation, so that was really fun. Again, I wasn't good at that either. I'll use Maya. It's okay, man. Yeah, it's definitely something that's not quite easy to get around. Yeah, I agree. Insert, delete, and then let's go back to 25 and then redraw out this, but now we're going to do the opposite. That might be one of the last things we can do today for a break off for tomorrow. So, or Thursday. Excuse me. Yeah, so I played with 3ds Max, Maya, and Blender. So I'm using Blender now. I'm trying to use the 2.8 version, so I'm not quite used to how that works just yet. But I'm trying to get there. That's why I'm trying to get into each of my videos, trying to add like some kind of blender, so it's like a half mixture where like I might make like a background or something in 3D, or like some kind of prop. And I explained it in other streams too, where it's like, oh, I made this in Blender, so they're just little practices, so I'll be able to keep going with learning 3D, so I don't feel like I'm losing those kind of skills as well. So for this one, it needs to be flipped. So highlight all this and then say nice -100, and then find this one and then line this up like that. And Bob should be my uncle. Yeah, all right. Okay, that looks a little better. It's just a more smoothiness to it. Yeah, so Blender is easier than the other ones, but probably just I got more experience with the other ones too to know like how things sort of work better. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So this is only half of it, and then the other half will be basically what... will basically be this. And then it'll loop back again. And then spin around and go back. So, I've only just done half of it. But if this looks good, then I'll be able to either clean it up and then do the rest of it and the rest of it. So, I'll see what you guys think if this is looking good. Obviously, the timing itself could be changed, but if the drawings need to be changed as well, then that'll be tricky. To be good at anime, let's be a tech wizard. To be good at 2D. Tech wizard. I think Blender, especially the new version, is definitely allowing itself to be more user friendly. At least with the interface, there's more. Obviously, the more like on-screen buttons, the easier it is a little bit, because then it's like there's less workarounds to, like, if there was a, you know, probably did the onion skin, like if there was a button, say like here, to do like onion skin transparency, and it was a slider, then that'll make you don't have to be a tech wizard to figure that out. But because we have to go in this weird like big thing here, you know, go into preferences, find which one we're looking for, know what it's called as well. Like, who's gonna know like what an onion skin is, as well as what a paper thickness means, and then click on that as well. Stuff like that, I think, is like the sort of barrier. Because otherwise, it seems like there's a lot more nuance and other stuff than just be able to. That's why I feel like a lot of people get scared of like doing Toon Boom, because I think I've never personally used Toon Boom, but I feel like from other people's anecdotes is that they like probably the UI or just how things work. Maybe people are just afraid of like how this X sheet works, which stuff like that, or how to more, because everyone wants to like figure out like, oh, the advanced tools, you know, like how do I make your like have particle effects come out or stuff like that. So if you start digging into stuff like that, then yeah, you'll get confused. So if you just be able to draw like something like this into a moon, it's just a nice little project like this, then you'll be able to, don't need to be a wizard to figure exactly all that stuff out. So but yeah, the only other like big 3D thing that I've kind of done is Unity. So that's the open source or whatever, open-ish 3D game platform thing. That was for a class too. Can you tell I live in a rich state where we can just play with all these different like programs and tools? In Seattle, guess what? Where Microsoft is from. Yay! So, we're able to get a bunch of like little toys with that. So, not that anything we've been using. I actually do all my college, all my actual school from kindergarten, like in 90 something. It was like from there we used like the Macs. We used Apple Macs all the way through college. Like, I don't remember using a Windows computer in school, save for like one computer lab and like in college. That's it. Everything else was Apple Macs, and it's just trying to figure out, that's where the barrier was, is that just able to use like, you know, how you use like the file explorer is totally different between them. So like, just be able to get over that. Otherwise, it just felt a little different. Using Flash and Apple product was really surreal. Because obviously the screen looks a little better from my monitor, as well as just how smooth everything was. It was like really too buttery smooth that was like really weird. Like I wasn't used to it. Because it's like, if I export it, you know, the way that I see it, then the way that someone else with like a junk computer, no offense, then they're not going to see it the same way. So why would I want to have my developer tools be the toppest when someone is going to look at a trash computer, when I want to like adjust it so that the trash computer looks good as well and be able to have like enough contrast and stuff? So it's like, when I want to just do that. So Minnows is just a middle ground that I feel like it's pretty good. So anyway, I think we're good here. Yeah. So, I'm gonna end it right now. I'm gonna go to my Toaster Talk. We can talk about anything else then. So I can watch it one more time. People like that. Obviously, it's only half of it, so we can add more stuff into it as well, more frames. But it should be a pretty good base for what we need. So otherwise, I think that's pretty good. Pretty happy with it. I think just adding more, like when she go like whole like body motion stuff, then adding more frames will help, and just slowing everything down. But otherwise, we'll be able to next time probably add more, adjust timing more, and maybe do a cleanup. Not sure if we're gonna do every. How many frames is this? List 1 is 2. Obviously, there's not too many, because there's just how long it takes to just be able to draw each of these. So, whoosh, and then whoosh again. So, if there's anything like if I want to spin her twice or something, then that'll be big too. But I think just this bit could have, especially here to here, could have one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So around 20. Just to do line art would be 20 keyframes. And then as well as coloring each of them too. So I don't know if you guys want to see like a cleaned up version, or if it's okay to just leave it as this is and just see if I can like have a layer underneath and then go around and color it. Maybe just do block colorings instead. We can probably figure that out next time. But I think what we got is pretty good. It feels almost alive. So I'm pretty happy with that. And especially for not really planning this out as much as I could. It was very impromptu the way that I did it. So if you do it exactly the way that I did, then don't. Have much more of a plan before you just start drawing. Have model sheets and storyboard things more out. Lay keyframes out a little better. Know the software better. I should have been Toast Doc. Yeah. Okay. And there we go. Yeah. This would have been a little bit more smooth in a way if it was planned out better. So if we do this again, like this kind of same kind of project where we do frame by frame stuff, then we'll have to know exactly what we're doing, or like be able to plan it out better before we start drawing. So, but that was the only way to like show what I'm doing exactly. Like if I say like, oh, I'm gonna do this dance move or this kind of pose without drawing it, then you'll have no idea what I mean. So, let's see. If not eager to go on to the new project, I definitely have more projects, but they're more like, I wouldn't even say like filler stuff, but like either like stuff you've already done or like other stuff you've seen, So I'm not eager to finish this immediately because I knew this might take a while. So the other stuff I in planning, I did air quotes, was the show stream animation for the Derpy movie, because I feel like if I don't if I'm not working it on my own time, then might as well just stream it, so then I'll know that project progress will get done on it. And the other stuff would just be like stuff we've been doing, over the months, like a Bob Ross, in some kind of challenge, or a Mad Lib, something where we do characters and plots and then trying to animate it. So otherwise, I think probably just doing the movie might be fun, because otherwise yeah, I feel like I've never had time to really work on it, even though I allow myself to have clear everything out so that I would have time for doing it, but I just haven't had yet, and it's almost halfway through the month and I just haven't worked on it. So, um, so I'm not super eager to do it, immediately, because I want to get this Apple Bloom project to be good. But yeah, having to clean up more than or so 20 or so, uh, that might be a bit. And if I can't figure out how to delete, that was a problem. I feel like my keyboard shortcuts have been broken where I can't delete things. So in Vector, like I should be able to just delete a whole stroke, like a whole line. But if I can't, that's a problem. Because otherwise, then some things won't be able to work too well. Like I might have too many points, and then the coloring might break, or it'll have problems filling in the color. But otherwise, I think we're pretty good. Definitely good. I definitely feel better about this project now than I was when we started. So that's a good sign. Otherwise, I'll have to figure out how to fix my that workspace. Like if it went full timeline mode. I'll have to figure out how to reset that. So thanks guys for watching. I think that's about it. So on Thursday we'll do more of this. How much more? Who knows? Yeah. So thanks guys for watching. I think that's about it for me. So yeah. See you next time. Thank you so much.